Today's lesson is on finding the area of a triangle. So we're going to start by looking at the base and the height of a triangle. The height of a triangle is measured along a line segment perpendicular to the base. So you can see here we have our height. It's perpendicular to the base and it ends at the vertex right above the base. The side on which the triangle sits is the base. So this is our base right here. The shortest distance from the vertex here above the base to the base is called the height. So let's take a look at how we can find the area of a triangle. Okay, so here we have two triangles that are exactly the same. They're identical triangles, they have the same area. We've already worked with parallelograms, so we're familiar with parallelograms. As with parallelograms, any side of a triangle can be the base. So I could take this triangle right here, which is identical to the first triangle, and I can turn it around and it's still the exact same triangle. I've just flipped it, and now this side is the base. So any side of a triangle can be the base. The choice of the base determines the height. Since I've chosen this to be the base, then the height of this triangle would be right here. When I'm looking at this triangle, I look at the shortest distance from the base to the vertex, so the height of this triangle would be right here. So they're the same triangle, but because I flipped them and I used different bases, the height is determined by the base. All right. Let's go back to our next slide. Now we're going to take a look at how to find the area of a triangle. Okay, here I have two triangles, and actually this got moved around, so I'm going to flip this around to make a parallelogram. One second. All right, there we go. Bring this in here. As you can see here, I have two identical triangles, and when I put these two triangles together, I can make a parallelogram. Since these two triangles have the same area, the area of either triangle is half the area of the parallelogram. So if I were to find the area of this parallelogram, let's say the height of the parallelogram is 2 and the base is 5. We know to find the area of the parallelogram, I would just take 5 times 2, and the area of the parallelogram would be 10. The area of one triangle is half the area of the parallelogram. So if the area of the parallelogram equals 10, then the area of one triangle would be half of that. And we know that half of 10 is 5. So if the area of my parallelogram is 10, then one triangle would be 5. Let's practice finding the area of different triangles. There are two ways that we can do that. We can find the area of a triangle by taking half of the base times height. So we still take the base and multiply it times the height, and then we divide our answer by 2. We divide it in half, and that's how we find the area of a triangle. Another way to find the area of a triangle is to start with a parallelogram. If we have a parallelogram, we can split a parallelogram in half into two triangles, just like we've shown here. And to find the area of one of those triangles, we would just find the area of the parallelogram and divide it by 2. Let's practice with a few of those problems. Alright, so here we're going to find the area of the parallelogram to find the area of each triangle. So here we have two identical triangles that are put together to make a parallelogram. The first thing I'm going to do is find the area of my parallelogram. I know that the area of a parallelogram is just the base times the height. So it's 8 times 3. I know that 8 times 3 equals 24, so the area of my parallelogram is 24. To find the area of one of these triangles, I would just take the area of my parallelogram, which is 24, and divide it by 2. 24 divided by 2 is 12. So I know that the area of one of my triangles equals 12. The area of the entire parallelogram is 24, and the area of one triangle is 12. All right, let's do one more problem like that. Go ahead and flip around my triangles. You can see here that I have two identical triangles, and when I flip this one around, I'm going to make a parallelogram. There we go. Bring it on in here. Move it around a little bit. There we go. Okay, so here I have a parallelogram. If the base of my parallelogram is 10 and the height is 4, to find the area of this shape, I would take 10 times 4. I know that 10 times 4 equals 40. So to find the area of one of these triangles, I would just find half of 40. And I know that 40 divided by 2 equals 20. So the area of one of my triangles is 20. Let's try finding the area of a triangle without finding the area of the parallelogram first. Okay, this time we just have a triangle. We don't have a parallelogram. So this time, the formula for a triangle is going to be area equals half times base times height. So we're still going to take the base times the height, and then we're going to divide that answer by 2. Here our height is 7, and our base is 10. So I'm going to take 7 times 10 equals 70, and then I'm going to divide 70 by 2. Some of you may not be able to do this in your head, so you can go ahead and write out your division problem, and we can divide starting with the 2. We know that 2 will go into 7 3 times, and since 3 times 2 is 6, I write that below and subtract. 7 minus 6 is 1. I'm not finished, so I bring down my next digit since 2 won't go into 1. 2 will go into 10 5 times. So I know that half of 70, or 70 divided by 2, equals 35. So the area of my triangle is 35. Let's try finding the area one more time just like that. Okay. My line didn't show up here. Let's try this one more time. There we go. All right. Here I have a triangle with a base of 6 and a height of 3. So I'm going to start by multiplying my base times my height. I know that 6 times 3 equals 18. The next step is to take that answer and divide it by 2. I know that 18 divided by 2 equals 9. So the area of my triangle is 9. is your practice problem for this evening. You are going to find the area of this parallelogram. So remember, here's a parallelogram. It's divided into two equal triangles, triangle A and triangle B. You're going to find the area of the parallelogram first. So you'll do that by multiplying the base, which is 8, times the height, which is 4. Then, assuming that the triangles A and B are the same, what is the area of triangle A? So after you find the area of the parallelogram, you should be able to tell us the area of triangle A. Go ahead and solve that on your practice problem sheet and be prepared to explain to your group how you solved this problem on Monday. Good luck!